Okay. Hey everybody, how are you? It is Thursday. It is 6:31. I'm a minute late. I was trying to look up some things to make sure that everything that I was going to talk about today is on point. So I did a poll. I did a poll on both my IGs and on Facebook, and to see, I said I was going to do things a little different this year. So what I've done is I asked people what they want to hear about. And on IG, I had three things. I had relationships, mental health, and the military, like military stories, because I was in the military and I got a bunch of stories. Um, and what happened is nobody chose military. And on Facebook, I could only put two, so I only put mental health and relationships. And once I went to both, it was an absolute tie. Like it was 50-50, exact same number of votes from both. So, what I decided to do, just because, I'm trying to be diplomatic, is that next week I'm going to do relationships. And this week we're going to do mental health. And what I decided to do for the mental health segment for today is because I did tell you I wasn't going to always talk about mental health. However, a lot of things are connected with mental health. So I've decided to talk about what people call, let me make sure I have it correctly. It's a fight or flight response, right? So a lot of people say that something happens to you. So the fight or flight response plays a critical role in how we deal with stress and danger in our environment. And then it said like your heart rate and your blood pressure increase, your blood flows to redirect, so you might experience feeling cool or like your hands and feet are clammy. Your face might also appear flushed. All these things happen when we have to do something for survival. And this last one says, I'm just read this and then I'm gonna talk about it. The fight or flight, or the flight or freeze response, is a psychological reaction that occurs in response to a perceived harmful event, attack, or threat to survival. It was first described by Walter Bradford Cannon. I don't know who that is, but that's what it is. Hey, over there on fan base, I see you. I see you. So a lot of people like to just talk about the fight or flight. Like they think that the only reactions that we have is if something happens, we're either gonna be ready to fight or we're gonna run. Like, and that's how people think, because a lot of times that's all that people would think of. But the last one, the freeze, is one that a lot of people don't think about. And I'm talking about it because a lot of people, this is one people beat up on themselves for. This is one that people believe, when certain things happen to people, you hear the I could have done more, I should have done more. And this is at any age. A lot of time they're like kids, and it's like, how much more could you have done? Like, what could you have done in those instances? But in their mind, they're like, oh no, I should have done more, I could have done more, and all I did was stand there. Or I allowed it to happen. Or I didn't fight back. Or I didn't do. Like most of the times when people have a freeze response, they go into blaming themselves for having the freeze response. But I will say that the for a lot of people who have their automatic response as a freeze response, it's normally uh a lot of times due to traumatic events, something that happened to them that they couldn't do anything, or if they were told, if you do this, this is what's going to happen, so you can't move. Sometimes the freeze response comes when people who are used to disassociating themselves from their bodies, so in essence they're frozen, but for them they've left. And that is a whole other thing when it comes to trauma. And if you know, yeah, kind of like, if if you've not had to deal with it, or you've not heard of these things, it may sound foreign to you. But for people who have had these issues, their response is to freeze. And you can't beat up on yourself for this. This is something that You talk to somebody about this is about it. This is something you get help with, because one, you have to figure out why you freeze. Two, you have to figure out if there's a way you can change it. For some there is, for some there's not. But then also, you never know until something happens. Um and everybody has their own reasons for the freeze. Everybody has their own reason for the fight, and everybody has their own reason for the flight. So, and guess what? Sometimes we can have all three. I can tell you, I've experienced all three. I've been in situations where I've like, I had to fight. I've been in situations where I will run. Like, I think that's my go-to response. I think mine is run. Like, I'm going flight is what it is. And I've been in situations where it's like, what do I do? How do I move forward? What happens next? And it's all in the person, because it's an automatic response. And again, you won't know your automatic response until something happens or something is going on. And even after you remember what your automatic response is, I don't want you to beat up on yourself for the freeze, because freeze is something that most of the times, and I always say most of the time because not always. Most of the time, it's a traumatic response that has been ingrained in you. And when you have that freeze response, I don't want you to feel that you didn't do anything, or you allowed this to happen, or and I will say, I do, and you watch TV shows, you watch crime shows and all this, you find this a lot in sexual assaults. That's not fake. When the women or the man, whoever's been assaulted, they're like, they froze and they didn't know what to do. And I think that's, for a lot of people, that's where the dissociation comes, and they come up from their bodies. For some people, it's something that's familiar, so they've done it before. For some people, they don't know what's happening and they just had to leave and their body freezes. So that's, yeah, I know y'all asked for mental health. Hey, I did a poll. This is what y'all got. So hey Chavez, hey Dallas, hey inspirational poet. Hey, oh my goodness, I need glasses. Um the right warrior, he says, love this conversation. Like Black Panther, sometimes you just freeze. Yes, yes. So yeah. So that was over on fan base. I'm just, I know I'm all on all these platforms, but I'm gonna tell you, if y'all not on fan base, you need to get there, because I'm thinking that's where everybody's gonna need to end up anyway. So I'm just saying. So I guess that is it. That, oh no, I always gotta advertise. I always let you know what I have. I always let you know what's coming. Dallas. There you go. Back at you. He sent a bunch of fists. I'm sending some fists back. Um, always have to let you know what I have coming up. I've been talking about the DNA event that we're having, where we help you work on your mind, body, and spirit. We are doing goals this month. We are helping you with your goals. We're showing you what goals you need. We're calling it the Vision Board Edition, because we are preparing you to do your vision board. And for the VIP people, we are getting you started on your vision board. So I'm just saying, go and get your VIP tickets sooner than later. The space is limited. I tell people all the time, space is limited. So yeah, so we only have a couple spots. Hey Jay, he sent the fist too. Back at you. It's a fist kind of day. Like, yes, yes. Okay. Um, so come out to the DNA event if you are in the Raleigh, Durham, Fayetteville, close by area. It is on a Saturday, starts on a Saturday afternoon, ends on a Saturday evening. You still have time to go eat, to go hang out, whatever you're doing that Saturday, you'll still have time to do that. And yeah, I think that's all I have coming up. So yeah, join me next week. We will be talking about relationships. I am going to do a new poll to figure out what we're going to talk about in relationships. and that'll be what we do next Thursday at 6:30. So I want to thank everybody who participated in the polls and giving your answers. And yeah, I think this is gonna be great. So the polls are gonna be in my stories on Mondays. So just look for them and vote. And you get to decide what we talk about, but also you got to join us. You got to join in. You got to come in. You got to plug in. You got to comment. You got to do all the things. So I always say we, because everybody that watches is a we, and everybody that participates is isn't us. So yeah. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep all that good stuff. So thank y'all so much for watching once again. Oh yeah, I still have calendars. 2023 is here. Go ahead and get your calendar. Get your calendar sooner than later. Oh yeah, I got a fresh haircut today too. That's why I got my hair up. I was like, I'm gonna keep it up so y'all can see this work over here on my head. Yes, feels nice. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. So thank y'all again for watching, and yeah, see you next week live. And if y'all see me out here in the street, speak, say hey. And Jay said definitely, and Shavis said I like it. Oh, you talking about the hair? Yes, thank you. Thank you. So y'all have a great one. And as always, I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all one at a time. So fan base, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the comments, and I will see y'all later. Instagram, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the comments, and I will see y'all later. Love y'all. And Facebook, of course, I end y'all last because I love y'all most of all. So, and I always say it, I don't have any shame in my game. I love y'all most of all because this is where I get the most from. So thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. Remember to vote on Monday, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.